We're back here with a Quicksort video, and if you don't know the rules, go back and go to the merge sort before you watch the Quicksort video. So first we have the I on one side, and then we have J on the other side. So this is I, this is J. And then we have a pivot. So we'll choose this as our pivot, the yellow word. So first, we have to compare I with the pivot, and I is bigger than the pivot, so we have to leave the counter here. And we go on to this side, so J is bigger than the pivot, that's good, so we move the counter J. This one was smaller than the pivot, and that's not good, so since these two can't go on any further, we have to swap these two. Okay, now we go on. This is smaller, so this is good. However, when we get to here, this is bigger than this, so the pivot stays, and the I stays, sorry. Now, the J, this is good, this is bigger. Go on, this is bigger, this is still good. This is still bigger than the pivot. Now the pivot's up to here. Now, since I stays and the pivot, and J is where the pivot is, we have to swap these two. However, this is still M, right? And then now, so this is still bigger, so Jake stays here, as there, and now we know everything from this side is bigger than the pivot, and this side is smaller than the pivot. So then we do Quicksort again with this side, and this time we choose new I's and J's. So we put this is I, this is J, and then we'll put the trophy as the pivot this time. Now, then we do this again. This is smaller than the pivot, which is good. This is also smaller than the pivot, which is also good. And then we stay, the I stays here. This is bigger than the pivot. This is bigger than the pivot. This is smaller than the pivot, so then we have to swap the pivot and the B. Now we know everything from here on is smaller, and everything from here on is bigger. So then the pivot isn't sorted. These two are already sorted. You already know that. Now I have to do the same thing with this one. J here, I here, and the pivot here, and I is smaller. No, I is bigger than the pivot, so the I stays here. J is bigger than the pivot, so that's fine. Move here, swap I and the pivot, and swap these two. Pivot's still here. However, we know that this is all correctly sorted. Go on to this. This one's here. So then we go on I, J, stuff. This is fine, right? And then now we know, put everything back in place. Now everything is successfully sorted.